Paper receives licensing rights via Houthi military media summary. Houthis in Yemen attacked ships. Opened fire on Israel Riyadh, which is concerned about the escalation of tension. Is satisfied with the U.S. response so far. Houthis discuss their role in Tehran meeting. Source RIYADHDUBAI. December 6. Riyadh has asked the United States exercise restraint in responding to attacks by Yemen's Houthis on ships in the Red Sea. Two sources close. Saudi thought said. Pro-Iranian Houthis have waded into conflict that has spread across the Middle East since war broke out on October 7, attacking ships on vital shipping routes and firing drones and missiles at Israel. The group, which rules most Yemen, says its attacks are a show of support for Palestinians and has vowed to continue them until Israel halts its attacks on the Gaza Strip, more than 1,600 kilometers from centers power in Sanaa. The Houthis are one of several groups within Iran-aligned axis of resistance that have attacked Israeli and U.S. targets since the conflict began on October 7, when their Palestinian ally Hamas attacked Israel, sparking war. Their role increased regional risks of conflict. It threatens the sea lanes through which most of world's oil passes and worries Red Sea states as Houthi rockets and drones fly towards Israel. Riyadh, the world's largest oil exporter, watched with alarm as Houthi missiles were fired into its territory, as the Houthis have stepped up attacks on shipping in recent weeks. Riyadh's message of restraint to Washington is aimed at preventing further tensions. Two sources familiar with Saudi thinking said. The sources added that Riyadh is so far satisfied with the way the U.S. has handled situation. They pressed Americans on this issue and why the Gaza conflict must stop. One of sources said, as Saudi Arabia pushes for ceasefire to stop what it calls a barbaric war in Gaza, its diplomacy reflects broader policy aimed at promoting regional stability after years of conflict with Iran and its allies. Focused on expanding and diversifying Saudi economy, Riyadh normalized relations with Tehran this year and is seeking to exit the war it has been waging with Houthis in Yemen for nearly 9 years. Saudi Arabia is trying to advance Yemen peace process even as the war in Gaza intensifies and is concerned process could be derailed. Sources said, Yemen has been going through a period of relative calm for more than a year amid direct peace talks between Saudi and Houthi officials. Houthi attacks during the Hamas-Israel war have raised their profile in the Iran-aligned camp, which also includes Hamas, Lebanon's Hezbollah, and Iran-backed militias in Iraq. The Houthis have emerged as a major military force in the Arabian Peninsula, with tens of thousands of fighters and a massive arsenal of ballistic missiles and armed drones. Senior sources in Iran-backed camp told that the Houthi attacks were part of an effort to pressure Washington to halt Israel's offensive on Gaza. This is a go.